you started cutting in and out. That was not good.
I was moving some wires around, so that's probably why.
Okay. Oh, don't touch them wires. Don't know where they've been.
Now, I am ready. Wires are more reliable, but they get everywhere, like sand. Let's make that timely joke again.
Oh yeah, sand is very reliable. Hello and welcome back to the SEGA Spirit Show. It's your healthy dose of blue skies, blast processing, and a whole lot of retro-fueled enthusiasm. I'm your host, Graham Cookson, and with me is a man whose voice is so angelic that one time he burped the alphabet and it hit the top 10 in 12 countries, and he got arrested in one. It's my co-host, Scotty Mo. Yep, and we have a cracking episode for you. No, sorry, stop you, basically. That will make sense for that opening will make sense for what we have later in the show. But anyway, we have a cracking episode for you folks tonight. This episode, remember when Sega once teamed up with an iconic pop star? And no, we're not talking about Michael Jackson. We're opening the time capsule and going back to the 90s to a time when Sega crossed paths with one of the UK's hottest acts at the time. And as always, we have our hot Sega community news packed full of homebrew and indie Sega shenanigans, all of which are for the Dreamcast this episode, such as an update on the Dreamcast controller, which will be a literal game changer for FPS titles and others on the system. Ooh. And we also have some hot news on ports and stuff, all that plus much, much more. So come join us as we celebrate the Sega community, classics, and more in the Sega Spirit Show.
We're back.
We're back. Hey, Scotty, how's it going? What have you been up to?
It's going again. It's going still. Still got stuff to talk about, stuff to do, stuff we're doing. So I sent Graham a lot of pictures. I joined a different Discord because I finally started transferring files over on the old VMU Pro.
Damn right, yeah. Let's
So I laid out all my VMUs. Ta-da! I laid out all my VMUs and, should have prepped that photo probably, but to put onto this thing to transfer it. And I thought, you know what? You just plunk it on in that controller, right? And then you and I thought, from the BIOS screen, is that what you call it? Like what I call the crossbar and everything now. When you turn on a Dreamcast without a game in it, or not without a game in it, with the lid open, and it comes up.
What?
PS3 and 4 have a crossbar. That's what the XMB sometimes it's called and stuff like that. Calm down.
Yeah, it's the BIOS. It's the BIOS or the dashboard. That doesn't need to be called something different. Okay. Yeah.
Well, yeah, dashboard makes more sense. That's not the BIOS for those systems. That's like when you have. I feel like the BIOS is when you have access to more stuff, more internals.
Yeah, technically, but everyone called it the BIOS back in the day. But yeah, it's basically the dashboard. The dashboard.
Yeah. The little screen where you select something, the controller dances or the VMU dances, and I'm sitting there to transfer all my files, and I thought, oh, of course I'll have to, take out the VMU Pro, tap it in, switch over, plug it in again, put in, make sure the right thing, like so that it transfers over, and so that I have literally 13 VMUs that I was trying to put on this thing, and it wasn't working. It wasn't mounting. It wasn't mounting the VMU that I needed. And so I finally read the manual again, and there are two little buttons. So if you've got a VMU upright, but you turn it upside down to put it into the controller, and then if you're looking at the controller and you flip it so you're looking at your VMU, there are two buttons on the very top, and I forgot about those. So you actually hit the left button to bring up a menu, and then the right button scrolls down, or it I forget what it is exactly, but basically you create a new VMU, you create a new, there's a word I'm missing right now, and it's in the manual, and I could just open up Discord, but I don't want to distract myself. But you essentially open up another VMU. So you can literally do that from like boop, boop, okay, copy, take out that other one, boop, boop, new VMU, copy, So I had literally 4 controllers set up, all of them filled with VMUs. So I was copying them and I'm like, all right, this is actually working out kind of all right. And then like the third VMU in, I hit a snag. So
There
there's
we
all my
go.
VMUs, and you've got the Pro in the middle there. These ones over here copied entirely. The on the right side here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 VMUs that did not. And I realized it was because, and I literally was taking pictures with my phone and labeling them on my phone, like typing in text, because you can do that. That this VMU is one of the green ones. You can see how there are some save files that have a red border. Those ones cannot be copied. Didn't even know this was a thing. I knew that some files, or let me back up. I knew you could not copy some files from just straight off a VMU, even if you're docking them to each other. But I didn't know that they were labeled in any way, or that it was signified in any way on the oh my god, on the dashboard here. So the ones that do have, like, all these other ones that are just black labeled, you can copy those no problem. But for some reason, like the Choo Choo Rocket Save, Soul Calibur, I remember specifically you cannot copy, only because I had to do a hot swap for that save file to have. I wanted to have backup VMUs for the Dreamcast Marathon to have Lizard Man on there for the gimmick that we always do. But so I'm not a fan of hot swapping, because there's too much too many ways for things to mess up, or you could lose a file or whatever. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but yeah. So what is weird, it's like Choo Choo Rocket, Soul Calibur, Sonic Shuffle, Typing of the Dead, and then Zombie Revenge. Yeah. So unfortunately, so literally of this photo, 5, what did I say? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 VMUs, 5 out of 13 completely copied them over. So there are ways around it that we won't get into right now, but I know that I could get those files over there. It's just going to take a little more doing. But it's a weird thing. Fun fact, though, you cannot copy your Chow, like the actual Tamagotchi Chow Adventure type thing, which is like 80 blocks or something insane. You cannot copy that over just by itself for Sonic Adventure 1. Totally can for Sonic Adventure 2. No problem. So it's strange that they changed that. Yeah.
I have to admit, I am surprised you never knew about this, because I had this issue back in the day on, like, back in 2000, 2001 or whatever, with it's like 1999 actually, wasn't it? Anyway, early 2000s, transferring files from one VMU to another, or trying to copy them or whatever, and it's just like, oh yeah, just doesn't work. Yeah,
I think I never really
labeled red.
I never had that issue, because I had a VMU that was basically the Sonic Adventure VMU, and that was that had the Chow data on it. 'Cause, back then you buy a game with your allowance, and that's your game for a month or two, or unless a birthday comes up or a holiday comes up. So I think, like, Sonic Adventure, I think that the reason that wasn't ever a process I went through was Sonic Adventure and Chow Adventure were basically the only games I had for like 2 or 3 months with the Dreamcast. So when I got another game, it was the second game, makes no sense, was Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm not really super into fighting games, but that was my second Dreamcast game. And that didn't take up much save file, but instead in my brain, I was like, uh-oh, I ran out of save space. I can't get rid of my Chow. Time to buy another VMU, idiot.
Yeah.
Or probably my brother had one and I would use his, or, so I think I never really had to copy them, because people kept giving them to me too. Like when they're getting rid of their Dreamcast stuff, I would just inherit like 2 or 3 more VMUs.
Nice.
Because I wouldn't buy. You can see my for the listeners, I've got one. These are all transparent colors except for the white ones. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white ones, and then 3 transparent blues, 1 transparent black, 2 reds, and 2 greens. So like, I wouldn't just go ahead and buy another white one every other day, but so people just gave them to me and stuff. I'm sure that's how your collection resulted as well, right?
I bought most of mine.
Oh, really? Yeah. Do you have a bunch as well, or?
I've got I've got a few normal white ones, but then the rest I've got are actually third party, Like they were like
Like
the
the 4 times size or whatever
yeah,
it
the
is.
4 times ones. Yeah, so you had basically
Yeah.
had 4 VMUs on one, but they weren't even VMUs technically. They're just memory cards. They didn't have a screen. So no
Right.
screen.
I think
But yeah, you
Sega
had a
had
little button
the
on the side to switch between them. Yeah.
yeah, I think only Sega could release the ones with the screen on it. I'm sure they were
Yeah.
there's no way they were not losing money on every VMU they sold, you
Oh,
know?
it's
So it's just
they're pretty cheap even back in the day, they were quite cheap from memory.
they were $20. I remember that because I just like specific the Dreamcast was the first console I bought with my own money. So I remember,
Mm,
Sonic Adventure 50, VMU 20. I don't think I had a second controller at first, and then of course the console was 200. So that was a
yeah.
lot for a dumb freshman in high school. Um, so I'll stop sharing, or will I? There we go. Um,
Cool.
and yeah, no. Otherwise, though, like that was my Sunday night last week or a week ago. But sorry, I need to turn off alerts. That was my Sunday night the other week, and then otherwise, I beat Resident Evil 9 Requiem. That's the
Hey, nice.
talk of the town in the modern gamosphere. It is very good. Everybody's talking
Okay.
about it. This isn't a Resident Evil podcast, but I will say, once it was all said and done, somehow it took me 18 hours to get through the freaking campaign, and no one I've talked to has taken that long. Um, which makes me think that maybe it keeps the game time running even when it's paused. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, it's really good though. It's really good. It's like honestly, I don't know. Maybe this was also because it was my first PS5 game I sat down with. I don't have one. A friend was very nice and let me borrow his for the weekend. Um, and with that, I got to experience the Dual Sense, which is crazy. It's crazy the technology they have for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, to say that uh, I think only Sony has like the vibration tech in their controllers right now of this caliber. But like what it is, just like an example of it was when you start the game, they want you play as Grace Ashcroft or Leon Kennedy. It switches back and forth. It does that really well because Grace is mainly this survival horror, more so survival horror, stealthy, spooky, dark, like she's not a fighter. She's a hider.
Okay.
Leon is the badass over the top action film. His whole game is that. Um, I won't give away any spoilers, but the motorcycle scene is my favorite because it is the dumbest thing the Resident Evil franchise has ever done. In the best, we're talking dumb like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know,
Okay.
Sylvester Stallone action movie dumb, like the best thing
Nice.
you could want. But no, so anyway, they want you to play the game in first person view for Grace because it's scarier, it's more immersive that way. I immediately switched to the third person because I just can't. Resident Evil 7 and 8, they were cool and it made sense for them to be in first person, but like part of my brain was like, you put so much time into rendering this character and like this and everything that
Yeah.
I want to see the world with this character in it, and also zombies are behind you and everything. I need to see behind me, and I want to like it's just for how many they just hit their 30th anniversary. I've been playing Resident Evil for 30 years in third person. I got to still do it that way. But
Yeah.
one reason they want you to do it in first person, the first scene where you control Grace, you're walking down a sidewalk in a city and it's raining. And I'm not kidding, the controller makes it feels like your hands like you're getting rained on, like the sensitivity is all over the place in
That's
the controller.
pretty
I was like
cool.
i
Wow.
almost i almost like restarted it just I was playing this home alone. I had a day off and it just worked out. I think I mentioned that last time. It worked out. I had a vacation day off.
Mm.
I almost like restarted the game when Rachel got home to be like, here, try this is insane. Like the tech was just nuts. But it was still cool when I switched to the third person though. But like in first person, it definitely meant more that it felt like, yeah, I'm getting rained on. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it was nuts. It was crazy. So now I understand what people have been saying for like or said 5 years ago when they when they played like Astrobot or whatever on the PS5. I'm a little bit behind, but no, the game is really good. They do a good job of splitting things up and letting you switch between the spooky, like slower parts, and then Leon being ridiculous and over the top. And I my only complaint is there is a part in the game that is very clearly Capcom saying we could have made this an open world, we could have made this a sandbox game. Isn't this what you guys want? This is what all the games are now. Do you want that? And I'm like, God, oh my God. Like it was, we're gonna talk about Zelda later. It felt like someone was making fun of a Zelda game with its fetch quests, but like to a just ridiculous degree, because all of these, I gotta be careful I don't spoil anything because this game's still fresh. But it was like it was as silly as like, oh, there's a pothole in the road, and I can't get over that pothole till I put a plank over it. But I've got to build that plank. I've got to go find a tree, and I've got to find someone who sells tree seeds so I can plant it. And it was like this just elaborate thing to just get past this one thing that super duper action hero could have definitely plowed through if he wanted to. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That aside, I loved the ending. Oh gosh, there were parts of it that I really love, and parts that are like, that's very Resident Evil. But it might be one of the best Resident Evil games because it really throws stuff in there for nostalgic fans and keeps things. The pacing is really good, and it has a lot of it has a lot of thing. It's like a greatest hits of the series overall. I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So bringing it back to Sega in a way, how does it compare to Resident Evil Code Veronica?
Code Veronica has puzzles that make less sense than this game.
Okay.
they have grown with their puzzles. Some of them are kind of a joke.
Ooh, okay.
And I will say this too. This game is not as scary as people are saying. RE7 was so spooky that they even said like they had to tone it down for 8 because not as many people wanted to play 7.
Okay.
And I think that it was not as scary, but also I played it as I do all Resident Evils, and I like conserved. I saved my ammo. I kept it all with me. So if you do that, maybe the game won't be as spooky for you. Can't say much more without spoilers, but yeah, it was good. I had fun playing it, and I actually not randomly, I started playing the Resident Evil 2 remake because after talking to a bunch of like friends and coworkers about Requiem, they're saying like, still people say RE2 remake is the best one. I'm like, I don't know about that. So I'm like, maybe I should go back to that one because I liked the third remake, RE3 remake better than 2. So I randomly played that for a couple hours yesterday, and it's okay. I think I need to maybe sit down with it, or maybe I should play some new games and stop repeating everything over and over. But yeah, Requiem, no surprise, it's really good. It's not perfect, it's not great. There are parts they definitely could have just totally removed, but still, it's up there now. It might be in like my top 5. So,
cool. Good to hear.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else? VMUs, Resident Evil 9?
Nope. That's really it. There's not.
That's your life.
Yeah, I guess so. Like I saw, hey, everybody go see Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. I saw that, really liked it. Good movie.
Okay, awesome, cool. Okay, so for me, so earlier this week, I don't know if I mentioned this last year on the show, but last year one of my teeth cracked, and I basically had to have my tooth removed.
I think I remember that.
They couldn't repair it, and so yeah, they had to remove it. So after they removed it, they had to let the mouth settle for a few months and stuff. And I went to Australia. When I came back, they did something to my mouth last week on Monday, last Monday basically. So, but yeah, basically I had like stitches. I've got stitches inside my mouth still. And earlier this week, my side of my face was just puffed up to the point that like I could actually see my cheek with my eye, like it was just sort of sticking up just a little bit too high. And I could not smile. I still feel it's a bit weird smiling actually, but basically this side of my face was almost paralyzed. And I was like trying to smile, but it was like drooping down. It was really weird. So that was fun.
Not that I know the feeling, but kind of like having a stroke, I guess. I don't know.
Yes, that's what I feel like. That would be like what a stroke is like in your face. But yeah, luckily I didn't have all the other symptoms. But yeah, so it's like really puffy and quite sore. It still actually hurts at the moment. I'm taking medication at the moment still for it. But yeah, so I'm hopefully getting a new replacement tooth thing put in soon. So yeah, the work they did last week wasn't even for that. It was like to air the area or something, do something up there.
Fun.
But anyway, too much information there. Little side note, because I mentioned it last episode. So I found a load of my old Sega t-shirts, like Sega had given
I was
me
going to
basically
ask.
from press events. And I am wearing, as promised, I'm wearing my Mad World one.
Mad World.
Don't know if you want to explain what this is.
Donnie Darko's on it. Haha, if you know, you know. I don't know. It's a caution sign, and it has a dude with that caution sign, like a stick figure, with said sign through its head on the caution sign. It's meta.
Basically. Yeah, because if you don't know, in Mad World, the Wii game, you can basically pick up items and break items and like use them as weapons. So like signposts are one of the things you can just smash into people. And just a other little side note, Scotty, there's something I didn't even notice. I basically just now literally picked up the game box and I thought, oh, it's the game in here. And it is. There's something else in here that you Scotty, might really like. There's a little note in here, which is kind of, I don't know if you can see that.
Unleash ultra violence.
Yep.
Guaranteed to massively lower his blood pressure. Okay.
So on the back though,
it's official ultra violence. Okay. Ooh. It's a plug for the strategy guide, it looks like, right?
Yes. So there's a Mad World strategy guide, and you are one of the few people in the world who seem to love strategy guides. So I don't know if you knew about that.
I did not. I never thought about that. I never thought about needing a strategy guide for that because I feel like it's pretty straightforward.
And it is a pretty straightforward game, but I think there are hidden things that you can find and ways to wrap up better points on the different levels and stuff from memory. But yeah, as I opened it, I was like, oh, Scotty's like reading strategy guides. He's the strategy guide guy.
I do use them.
If you've got a Sega strategy guide out there, send it to Scotty.
No, don't do that. I don't need. Don't do that.
Send them all to Scotty. I'll put his address in the description.
Those are the heaviest things I own next to my freaking instruments. I just found it on eBay for $10, 15 after shipping. So if I really wanted it, it doesn't look like it's too costly.
Excellent. There you go.
There you go.
Awesome. And so I have been actually watching a lot of TV shows in the background while I'm working this week, and I won't talk about any of them this week. I haven't had any pickups. I can't be bothered. There's a lot to go into.
Yeah.
Won't even bother. But one thing I wanted to do instead is talk about some new first impressions. So I think we mentioned on the show previously, and some people out there will know about the Dream Disc 25. So essentially, it's people have like submitted their homebrew indie games and like demos and stuff. It could be tech demos, it could be a little game, a demo of a game or something, to the Dream Disc competition essentially. And it's run by quite a few different websites. I know Dreamcast Junkyard's in there. So yeah, there's a few websites and teams behind it. So you've got Dreamcast Junkyard, Orcface Games who make Harley Quest, and LibGimbal and Shazam, who I'm not sure what that
God
is,
bless you,
but or him, them, who there could be a team. Actually, does it say on here? It doesn't really say. Anyway, doesn't matter. The point is, so there have been quite a few. If you go to the Dream Disc 25 itch.io page, you can find a lot of the submissions for the Dream Disc 25, and there have been a few that I've seen discussed on other websites and YouTube channels and stuff. And a few caught my eye. I was like, I want to try these out. And there are 3 quick demos I want to show you. I'm not going to show you the full playthrough of each demo, but I'm going to show you a little bit of them. But I think these are really good examples of what we might be able to expect from the indie scene on the Dreamcast in the future. And so let me just share my screen. So the first game I want to show is Tank Attack. And it's a pretty, I don't want to call it basic, but essentially it's almost like a Desert Strike style game or mass destruction from the Sega Saturn. Yeah. So basically you are a tank. Everything's in 3D, but it is a top-down sort of isometric, not quite isometric, but it's a top-down view. And you drive around, you destroy other tanks and some buildings and things like that. Actually, I'll skip forward a little bit. I died a lot on the first level because I was not very good at the first level for some reason. So let's go to okay. But yeah, they have like towers and stuff that throw dynamite at you. You have tanks that you fight as well, and it's a really cool game. I really like it. I like, especially like that it's got minimal HUD on it, so like the screen has like no life or anything. All life is done by color. So like when you hit something or something hits you, you change color, or the building changes color. And it's got unlimited ammo and stuff, so you don't need to worry about that. It's just a really cool way of doing things. At the start of the mission, it sort of tells you what you need to do. So this one is you need to kill all the other tanks. There's another mission where you have to like destroy all the buildings. Another one where you have to destroy a car.
You do have a health meter as if you are a boss from a 16-bit brawler.
Yes, basically.
You're not blinking, but you're changing color to a gradually turn red, basically, before you die.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a really cool game. I mean, graphically, not the greatest Dreamcast-looking game, but for an indie game, it's pretty decent. You know,
I mean, it looks like solid. It could be next to Toy Commander or something.
Yeah, it's kind of got that vibe to it. I thought that was really cool. And then there's another game I played, which is it's called AlpineX, and this is a skiing game. The visuals they remind me a little bit of Saturn, but a lot sharper in a way. But yeah, kind of quite basic sort of colors and stuff, not too much in textures and things like that. But it's a pretty solid looking game, and it's pretty fun. The demo is a little bit strange because you actually have three levels, like 3 courses: easy, medium, hard. They're identical. I don't understand the difference. And you go through these gates, you ski through these gates and stuff, basically. I actually had a little bit of a practice before I did this one, so I did okay on this. Also, weirdly, though, at the very end, if I just skip forward slightly, I went through every single gate, and then when you hit the end, it says result. Gates 11 passed, 8 missed. I went through every single gate, though, so I don't understand how I missed them. So I don't know if this... these are just demos. They're sort of like almost like tech demos, little demos of the game. So I don't know if there's actually a bug there, or maybe I did miss the gates. But they're quite a linear course they show. But I still think it's a really cool example for a little homebrew game, and I'd love to see more of this. Like,
I do see the Saturn feel of it, like you said. I wonder if there's like secret paths that you didn't get to that had the other gates or something.
I know you can cut between some trees sometimes, although it's a bit tricky. But I just stuck to the main course, I guess.
Yeah, I saw flags on the side, but I think that was just to mark where the course is, unless I'm seeing things. I don't know. That might have been tree trunks. I'm not sure. They're like barriers.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I missed stuff.
All right.
And then the next game.
Pretty cool though.
Now this is the thing that so this is like the next step up, I guess, in a way. Okay, so this actually at the very start it shows a bit of CGI, and the CGI is actually quite rough. It's not the smoothest looking CGI. It's like looks quite low quality. I don't know if they did that on purpose, but this is a demo for the Spiral game engine. The demo is actually called Soul Blaze, and the whole thing is it's like a little open world area. I'll just skip forward. So
but somebody made this?
Someone made this. Yeah, this is...
to explain it, it's almost like a Virtua Fighter Kids style, at least the head of them, but on a comparable size body, like a correctly proportionate body. And there's like a house, they walk out of a cabin thing, but the cabin's like yelling at them. Someone in the cabin's yelling at them, but it's like bouncing and expanding, like cartoony, Looney Toony kind of talking to you, and then it cuts into gameplay. Is this gameplay?
Yeah. So this is now gameplay. So basically it's saying you have to find a flounder.
Whoa, that's a big crap.
And but I mean, this is a homebrew game, and I think they actually said that the engine is not ready yet. There's a lot of things they need to fix, but even at this level, it looks really good.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
There's really good lighting effects and stuff. There is shadowing. The shadow's a bit off because you can actually see it flickering on his body occasionally. But yeah, and I will admit the combat and the feel of the actual movement isn't the best. Like the actual fighting's a bit awkward. But I'm just massively impressed by the size of, like, this is quite a big open area.
Yeah.
You can't, like, the hills in the distance, you can't get that far, but it's actually still a decent sized area. The lighting effects, I say, is really good. It's like if the audio listeners, it's like a sunset, like beachy kind of deserty area with lots of huts, and there's some bodies of water around, these giant crabs that you fight.
Yeah, like, are these crab
And
robots? There's electricity popping out of them
yeah,
when you
I think
punch
they're
them and
meant, yeah, because
stuff.
they've got a little antenna on their heads, or
Oh,
antennae,
yeah,
whatever
they
you
do.
call them. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why they're there. They never explain that. They just say don't mess with the local wildlife. Yeah, they just attack you. And yes, you do need to kill them, I found, to actually finish the demo. But yeah, actually, is there another bit I can sort of show a bit more of the level? It kind of shows the expanse. Oh dear.
I know, I see what you mean with the cutscenes being a little lower quality, because it does look like something that it is pre-rendered cutscenes of the, PS1 Saturn days, the 5th gen.
Yes, basically. But it's still really cool for like an indie game. But
Very
yeah, like
impressive, yeah.
that hut over there you can run to and stuff. I'm just really impressed with this demo, visually and stuff. And again, this potentially could this be the future of indie homebrew games for the
Maybe.
Dreamcast? Also, yeah, when you get injured, it does a bit of the Resident Evil hobbling away type thing,
Yeah.
the old Resident Evil games, which I thought was kind of cool.
Gotcha.
And
That's
yeah,
cool.
there we go.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, I
Well,
died.
that was something.
Yeah, I died.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this I pan around a bit so you can see more of the level there. There you go. That's where I wanted to get to, so you can actually see the area around. So yeah, that was really cool. I'm really impressed by this.
Yeah, those all look pretty cool. Very different, all very different games too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and that's for some of the stuff. I know that there's lots more on the Dream Disc 25 stuff that you can check out. So I'll put a link in the video description and stuff for everyone to check it out. And
Voice.
yeah, really cool. So with that, Scotty, let's jump into our news. Okay, yes. So the first bit of news we have, and this is something I'm super excited about. On the screen right now, you might see a Dreamcast controller with not one, not three, but two analog sticks.
Notice the difference?
Oh, right, that's a really short. There we go. But yeah, so this is the DreamColor Plus. So we mentioned the DreamColor Plus previously. It's a Dreamcast controller, wireless Dreamcast controller with a built-in VMU. But the team behind it have actually now they put up some videos and stuff recently showing that it's actually got a second analog stick now, which is really awesome. They did like a live broadcast as well, which I just switched my screen to. There we go. And they show off the mold of the Dreamcast, the new controller, and they show off some of the, what's it called, the graphical
Blueprints.
Interface. It's like computer-aided design, CAD, the CAD drawing diagrams of it, and they're actually they don't. English is not their native language, so I can't understand what they're saying on the video. But yeah, they're showing off their stuff. And yeah, more recently, so in one of the videos, Louise Nye, who does Nye Adventures, he's making a game called Metal Canary, which you might have heard us talking about previously. He's one of the guys behind this. He confirmed that the stick already works with certain games natively, like Quake 3 and Unreal. So first-person shooter games, it seems to work. And check out what other game they have. This is just before the show. They put out a little update.
Game. Shenmue.
Oh yeah, yeah. They are showing a video on his Twitter account or X account of Shenmue, and you can use the analog stick to pan the camera around, which is really cool. So yeah, they're using the second analog stick to pan the camera around and walk about and stuff. So that looks like it already works natively with games like Shenmue.
I wonder how natural that feels, though, especially because I forget until seeing this here that you do use the D-pad to walk in that game. I forgot. I always forget about that.
I think it would be pretty natural to use the second analog stick because, with the remasters, you could do that, couldn't you? The HD remasters.
I think so.
Yeah, on the Xbox and stuff. I'm sure you could use.
Well,
use
but
it
I
as a
mean,
camera.
yeah, but you're not using the D-pad to walk in those versions.
True.
You've got one thumb on each stick, is what I'm saying. So I wonder if it's like a little like messes with your muscle memory at all. Yeah, I do recall the HD version of Jet Set. You know, they added camera control, and I remembered
Yeah.
going back to the Dreamcast version and trying to move the camera with nothing on the controller. You know, so which is a sign that the HD version was definitely an upgrade. If I thought like, oh, let me move the camera with my right stick that doesn't exist on this controller.
Yeah. And there is actually you can actually order these. In theory, you should be able to order them now. Actually, I'm going to refresh this page. Let's just quickly just see if this magically works. Oh, yes. Sorry. So this was meant to have gone live yesterday before we recorded, but
Is that ripples? What's an R dollar?
So I know this is not in English. So I'm going to have to change it to translate to English.
Listeners, I don't know if you heard that because he cut out a little bit for me, but Graham like did a little dance in his chair. He's very excited when he saw that this was live too.
Yeah, because it was meant to go live a few days ago, but yeah, it's I don't know what that is. It's that, because I think they're from Brazil. That's not the symbol for Brazilian dollars, is it?
Usually, if you highlight $679 like it says there, if you highlight that and put it into Google and just write the word two after it, at least for me, it would do like $679 to USD, you know. So let me see if I can do that right now. 679, yeah, to USD.
It's called it's Brazilian real or real. I don't know how you pronounce that, but it's 69 Brazilian real is $12. Wait, was it 69 or was it more than that? Sorry. 679. Sorry. For some reason, when I typed it in, it put a space between that.
Well, I think that's what they've raised so far. So how much is one of these, though?
Oh, okay. Wait.
I could be wrong. I don't have the link to explore this website unless it was it on here.
It's on the outline.
Oh, okay. I clicked on the wrong thing. All right, let me take a look here then. Yeah, this is like a Kickstarter type. It's a oh boy, catarse. No, catorce is 14 in Spanish, so I don't know what catarse is.
For 900 Brazilian real, you get they're doing it. There's different things you can. This is basically a backing page, so you can back a bit like Kickstarter, but it's catarse. So you can get the standard DreamColor Plus board essentially. So you then have to put it into a Dreamcast controller shell, which has only got one analog stick. That's for 600. For 650, you get the board with two analog sticks. And for 900, you get the shell and the board, the two analog sticks. Oh, and also got the built-in VMU screen as well, color VMU screen, which is
that's pretty nice,
pretty cool. And so what's 900?
On my side, $900, our dollar 900, whatever, is about 54 or 56 US American dollars.
Wait, for mine, it's coming up as 168 American dollars. 900?
Yeah. Okay, that's wrong. All right, what a surprise. Google has failed me. Let me try this again, I guess. How do I...
Apparently, in British pounds sterling, it's £127 and 62 pence.
So what actual denomination is that, or whatever? What?
It's Brazilian real, or how you pronounce it, Rio.
Okay.
I apologize to any Brazilian listeners out there. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, sorry about everything, everybody. Oh, hell no, I'm not getting one of these. It's $168. Yeah, like you said, sort of. So
I'm just that crazy. I might go for it because
I'm trying to move into a house eventually, people. So
yeah. It's just, yeah. I don't know.
Justify this. It's pretty cool, but I can't do almost $200 for one controller.
I mean,
even though it has the colored screen and stuff.
Oh, actually adds. Oh wait, no, these only outside. Oh, it adds on an extra. Adds on an extra 100, 300 Brazilian dollars if you go outside Brazil.
And
Ew.
as to date this podcast, it probably won't ship to the US right now.
Oh yeah, good
So
point.
not even gonna bother. I mean, if I had the money, maybe. Yeah, this is awesome, and I do support indie, and this is an evolution that the controller needed and probably would have eventually gotten to. But it's cool it exists. Thank you for making it.
Yeah. Look, with the shipping, it's going to be
Thank you.
£170. It's a lot of cheddar.
Hmm.
I will. That's just for the dual analog, which is kind of what I want it for. I'll contemplate if I want to sell the kidney for it, or I
Right.
might just go for it. I might just not eat for a little bit. That's fine. Who needs food when you got two analog sticks?
Who needs food? You heard it here from Graham, folks. Yeah,
There
that
we
would be
go.
$225 for me.
Yeah,
That is half a PS5.
man. Okay, so moving on to something that might hopefully will be a little bit more affordable. Scotty.
Oh, you bet your boots it is. This is the Dreamcast. Sorry. So speaking of 8-bit mods who made the VMU Pro, they have now made the BitLink bundle, which is to say, Graham's showing here right now, it's a Bluetooth adapter or a wireless adapter for the Dreamcast. So you would plug in the dongle, everybody's favorite word in gaming and technology. You'd plug the dongle into your Dreamcast and plug a receiver into your controller that looks kind of like the jump pack, which was the rumble pack for the Dreamcast. That I think Graham and I, we are both the people that have ever owned a jump pack for the Dreamcast. Probably. Do you have a jump pack?
Yeah, do I? I own at least 3, I think.
I have 2, and never bought one of them individually. One I got because it was shoved into a light gun that someone sold me, and they did not even know it was in there. And another one,
Ooh.
it just showed up. I honestly don't know where I got the other one from. That's in my drawer that I found when I was transferring
Oh
VMU
wow.
data. So, but that's what this thing kind of looks like. And yeah, so it's a Bluetooth dongle for the Dreamcast. But not only does it work for that receiver, you can also use other Bluetooth controllers on it. And the receiver does have virtual flash memory, so you also have memory cards, wireless
Mhm.
memory cards on this thing. So it's I don't want to say all in one, but it's a couple of things in one. Um, I don't think, and now that I mentioned the jump pack so much, I don't think it has rumble function, right?
It does. Built-in rumble motor says right there, baby.
Oh, okay.
All
I sure
haptic
can't read that.
feedback preserved. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Let's zoom in a bit.
Now I
Whoa,
can.
that's
Oh no, you don't need to. No,
whoa.
you're good.
Okay.
Full haptic. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Acceleron
This is
returns
haptic.
gyroscope for motion control and peripheral emulation.
So that means you can play Sega
Stuff
Bass
like
Fishing somehow, but
yeah, and
that doesn't have an input, or that doesn't have a memory slot. That was actually, no joke, the first thing I thought of and helped me legitimize not buying one of these. Is I can't use this with my fishing rod. Why would I bother? Because I'm a psychopath. But
I guess you
no, this is
can.
very cool. Does a lot of
Mm,
things and is more affordable. 8-bit mods, we can at least speak for their VMU Pro product that it's working pretty well.
mm,
So I I would back this if I could,
mhm.
financially. I have extension cables for my Dreamcast controller, so I'm a specific case where I don't need one of these right now. But I'm sure if I had children running around the house or animals or something, I would definitely want to make my Dreamcast wireless. I know, Graham, you've already made yours wireless. At least you have
One
one wireless
one of
controller,
them
right?
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, but it does. It's kind of failed.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't remember the company that made it now.
Oh,
The
I don't know.
guys, the guy, oh, Dream Mods. It was Dream Mods. Sorry, yeah, Dream Mods
Uh,
made it. But yeah, it's not charging properly. So
oh.
yeah,
Hmm.
it doesn't hold the charge anymore, which is really annoying. This
So let
is
me actually back up because I didn't read everything that it does. I'm sorry. Um,
oh,
4 virtual flash memory cards, Bluetooth controller support, USB C as in cat or Charlie port for wired controllers and keyboards, um,
mm,
provided they're powered keyboards. And then also keyboard and mouse support over Bluetooth LE or USB C, 2.4 gigahertz receiver for the BitLink DC adapter, And also the addressable RGB pixel LED, fully customizable colors, patterns, and effects. So it has a built-in interface over Bluetooth. You can remap the controls, which is definitely a big deal for, well, in general. I was going to say for some, but kind of could be for everybody. Manage your memory cards, customize LEDs, update the firmware, configure pairing, all from your browser. And also there is the available standalone. You can get just the receiver. I think you can just get just the receiver or just the plug on its own. Is that what they're saying? Or am I reading that wrong?
I think you get just the receiver, or you can get the bundle, which is both. Actually, let's just double check. Actually, I'm on the website, so yeah. So you get either just the receiver, or you get the receiver and the dongle thing. Yeah.
So you can buy just the dongle that plugs into your system, just that.
Yes.
Just the plug, or get the bundle that has the plug and the receiver that goes into your controller.
Yeah, and the bundle, it's not the worst price, £58.32 at the moment. And this is in pre-order now. So you can get it in classic white or smoke black. Smoke black is kind of see-through black, I guess. Looks pretty good. I actually quite like the white one. Just classic white. Looks pretty sweet.
Looks fine to me. That's about 77 American bucks.
Nice.
That's not bad for a Bluetooth thing that would allow you to use other Bluetooth controllers and devices, I'd say. This is really cool. Again, in my specific small case, if something like this came out for the Saturn that you could somehow plug into the 3D controller, I would probably buy that without question.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is one.
Okay, the 3D controller, actually, you could take the cable off and...
Yeah, they had plans for that.
Man, that's so cool. And
dude, we could do a whole episode on that controller.
We could do. And just in case anyone is wondering about the cable on the Dreamcast controller, someone actually on Twitter asked, does this mean the mod removes the cord from the DC controller fully? And they replied, yes, you remove the cable to replace it with the one included. Feed through the maple port into the adapter, and that's all. No soldering. And there was another one that actually asked about, do you supply a little bung to bung the hole, basically? And they're like, yes, we do. But I don't seem to have that reply on here. Yeah. So yeah, you don't have to have cables flapping around everywhere. It's just all wireless. Sweet. That's what I want to hear. Okay.
Indeed.
And then moving on, Scotty actually previously brought this up, but I'm very excited for this. So we've had lots of N64 ports coming to the Dreamcast, and we've now got one of the hottest ones. It is Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, but it's the Master Quest. What? So yeah, if you haven't heard of a Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, where have you been? It's one of the most loved N64 games of all time. It's also often rated as like one of the best games of all time as well. I love it. I think it's a great game. I played it to death. And the Master Quest version is one that was originally planned for an expansion for the 64DD expansion. But they released it on GameCube, and the 3DS versions have the Master Quest as well. So you can actually play the Master Quest on other consoles. But basically what it does is it changes some of the levels, adds little bits to the game as well. From memory, it changes
three hard mode, I thought, or something maybe.
Maybe I can't remember that, but I don't know. I used to do a 3 heart mode myself anyway, playing the game. I just used to never pick up the extra hearts, so I beat the game just on 3 hearts because I'm a psychopath. I like doing that stuff. But anyway, yeah, so this video comes from the Sega Guru. That's the point. And the game it's coming along. There are some graphical glitches here and there. It seems like the Sega Guru at the time of recording this, is like the only person who actually has access to this game. The developer of this wants to keep anonymous. So previously, we've had a few different people who've worked on some of these N64 ports. Jay and Martin's one of the biggest ones. Falco Gergis has worked on some of them. And there's been a few other people. But apparently the developer behind this wants to keep anonymous right now.
Which means they work at Nintendo.
No, yeah.
No, I don't know. But no, if there's something that Nintendo would come after somebody for, I'm sure it's this.
Miyamoto's doing this. That's
it's actually Miyamoto. Yeah.
But it's looking great. And yeah, the version that Sega Guru has been given, actually he can select different areas. So it basically seems like it's got basically the whole game but he can like choose the areas to go to. Like there's a little level select almost that he can go to. So yeah, and it's looks like it's coming along really nicely.
I wonder how the buttons work though, because there are significantly less buttons on a Dreamcast controller compared to the N64 controller.
But the N64 controller often didn't use the D-pad, so you can forget about that.
Well, yeah, but if you like pause it right now, the video, how you've got up top the buttons that's like a red circle, green circle, and then the 3 C buttons, the 3 bottom ones anyway. So I'm trying to figure out like what would because that's 5 face buttons right there. There's only 4 face buttons on the controller, so I don't know what you would use unless you. I don't know. Go ahead.
I assume, I'd imagine you'd have to use like L and R maybe.
Yeah, I assume that L replaces the Z trigger, and R would be R, or would R be attack? I don't remember what you use R for in Ocarina of Time. It's been years since I played that.
That's the thing. I can't remember if you unless it was roll or something. No, roll was like the attack
or strafe button. Or the target Z. No, it was called Z targeting. So that answers that question at least. So I don't know. Leave us a comment. There's no way to find out. We have no way to find out.
I mean, in my head, the C buttons would probably be done with the D-pad or something, and that way you've got A and X or A and B to do the attack and stuff. Because you don't have to jump in Zelda. In Zelda Ocarina of Time, you didn't have to.
You don't have to. You mean you can't?
I mean, you can't. It does automatic jumping when you come to an edge of something. It does a little automatic jump. So that was. So yeah, you don't. Yeah, you don't have to. So I guess that makes it easier. But this is cool. I'm very excited. It looks like it's already come a long way. So yeah, and it's graphically it looks good and it seems to be running smooth. So yeah.
You can smash those pots on the Dreamcast now.
Damn right you can. Yeah. Cool. And Scotty,
you'll add anything for VMU screen stuff at all?
Oh, hopefully. I think a lot of these ports have already. That's what they like to do.
I'll call Miyamoto and ask him. Yeah. Speaking of Miyamoto, more ports coming at you for the Dreamcast. Sonic Mania. We've got a preview now. There's some updates. The big thing is that they have the 3D bonus levels working now. So if it's been almost 10 years since Mania came out, so if you've forgotten, they had the 3D bonus levels that were similar to Sonic CD, that look kind of reminiscent of Sonic R even. But yeah, they have those working now. And the video of the Sega Guru that we're watching here says that he recorded the 3D bonus stage gameplay at a lower speed for some reason, but assures us in reality, it's running faster and smoother. So it's just overall general progress with the Sonic Mania port for Dreamcast.
Yeah. So yeah, this is really exciting. So I mean, I think we've said before, this is kind of the game that was meant to come out on Dreamcast, or it feels like it should have come out on Dreamcast. Sorry, it wasn't meant to come out on Dreamcast because this was made long after the Dreamcast. But yeah, this feels like a kind of game that should have been on the Dreamcast. And sticking really nice, yeah. And that's another thing. Actually, in the video, he mentions about on this level, it's kind of like a newspaper printing press thing in the background. It goes really, really fast, and it's good. It's running really smoothly, and yeah,
press guard,
really good, yeah. And and this one actually does show the VMU screen. There you go.
There you go.
So lovely stuff. Cool. But that's it. Yeah, I guess that's kind of the big update. It's coming along nicely, and those 3D levels are working. So very excited. Hopefully, we'll get our hands on this.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's fan community doing crazy stuff like always.
Oh yeah.
So keep it up, guys.
That's basically what our show is. It's the fan community doing crazy, crazy stuff.
Oh yeah, that's what we're here for.
Cool. So, and with that, let's move on to our feature topic. Yep, that's it. We are back. And yeah, we're going into our feature discussion, which, as mentioned at the start, is all to do with an iconic 90s pop star. And we didn't say who it was, but it is, you guessed it, it's Cathy Dennis. Yeah. And Scotty's.
Oh, sorry. What's that? I couldn't hear you because I was jamming out to Irresistible. Let me just turn that down and take these off. I'm back now for the show. Just listening to my pump up song before we
awesome.
get into it. What does that say?
So-
Odie? Kathy.
Yeah, that says Cathy.
I'm here now.
Sorry, on the screen we've got a picture of a hit single, "Touch Me All Night Long."
This is a confusing
Cathy Dennis. Yeah, it's
artwork.
all sideways and yeah.
She's upside down. I don't know.
Just to give an introduction to anyone who doesn't know who Cathy Dennis is. So back in the 90s, especially in the UK, but actually also a little bit worldwide, she was a well-known name in the pop industry, in the music industry. She started out on a dance single, that's a single and dance single with D-Mob called Come On and Get My Love. And that was back in like 1989. And then in the early 90s, she saw solo success and she had a debut album, Move to This, and it included 3 top 10 US singles. Then she had a couple of other albums, and one was called Into the Skyline and Am I the Kind of Girl, which was her final release was in 1996. And she also did a cover of Kink's Waterloo Sunset, which reached number 11 in the UK. She was pretty much a household name at one point back in the early 90s, especially in the UK and in America. But essentially, she had some number 1 hits over there. But you might be forgiven for actually not knowing her name now, because after her solo career, she kind of went out of the spotlight a bit, but she's been very big in the music industry since. And I can guarantee you've heard at least one of her songs, if not danced or even sung along to some of her work over the years. So, one of her first big hits was actually B-side to Spice Girls, as the B-side to Wannabe, but the song was called Bumper to Bumper. So if you ever bought that single, you might have heard it. But she's also worked with Kylie Minogue. She worked on Can't Get You Out of My Head, which was one of Kylie Minogue's biggest hits, her comeback hit that she had. Toxic by Britney Spears, I Kissed a Girl by Katy Perry. She's won multiple music awards. So she won Woman of the Year in 2006. She's had at least 8 UK number 1s, gained 3 Grammys, 6 Ivor Novello Awards. And, she's worked with Kelly Clarkson, Will Young, Gareth Gates, Clay Aiken. She's done loads of stuff, basically. She's been pretty active in the music industry for many years. She works with Galantis on the 2024 album, and she works with Sigala, Katie Tunstall. Yeah, just tons and tons of stuff. You may not know as a household name, but yeah, it's amazing stuff she's done. But Scotty, had you actually heard of her before we get any further? Had you heard of her before this moment?
Nope, had not.
Nope. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I vaguely remember her back in the 90s, but
I wasn't really. Yeah, I in her defense of being more popular than I knew. I wasn't really. I didn't really become aware of music and like what I was listening to probably until the early 2000s. So it's nothing. Like I could not name. I didn't really. Like I didn't have parents that pushed music on me or anything like that. I kind of just found it through friends and stuff like that, and that didn't really happen until high school, basically, which is early 2000s. So yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. Basically the same with me, actually. Yeah. So music in like the 90s, I was aware of some big hits. I was never really into music though. So I think I'd heard of Cathy Dennis. I'd heard some of her songs, but yeah, I was never a big music. I wouldn't go home and listen to music. I wasn't one of those people. I didn't really listen to the radio. And yeah, early 2000s is actually kind of when I was like, hey, I like hearing songs now. I'm going to buy an Offspring album or something. I don't know.
I do enjoy this rap music you're telling me about.
Indeed. Yeah, it's yeah. So yeah, I wasn't really hugely into music back then, but I do vaguely remember her being around. And so you might be asking, your Sega podcast, what has this got to do with Sega? Well, we previously looked at the Sonic 3 and Knuckles marketing event, the crazy 90s marketing event. This is a bit more downplayed.
Rock the Rock.
Yeah, the Rock that we did a few episodes ago. This is a bit more low key, but still very 90s, very strange Sega marketing crossover, which we heard about.
We stumbled upon, when we were looking for we want to try to find topics that aren't just covered by everybody, and also, we just did a tier list 2 episodes worth of games. So we're like, let's talk about something that's not just a game this
Yeah.
episode. So when we were looking through lists, I saw this, and I'm not trying to take credit, but like when I saw this, I was probably confusing Graham what we're going to eventually talk about. I'm like, what? This is so of a time, but still doesn't make sense. We've got to dig into this and discuss this a little more. So, but go ahead with the rest of the intro there.
Oh no, I think you did a fantastic job, actually. To be honest, that was we just Scotty came across and showed it to me. I was like, yeah, I've not actually heard of this thing before. Essentially, Cathy Dennis worked. I don't know if she worked with Sega specifically, but she did a sort of crossovers with Sega related stuff. So with SEGA Power, the magazine, and also with GamesMaster, which is a TV show in the UK back in the 90s, playing a Sega game. And yeah, it's just, we're like, what is this? So let's crack on with the first bit, which is the GamesMaster, the clip. So I'll bring that up. Do we want to watch the whole thing, or?
I think we can have it playing and just kind of talk about it also.
Okay.
Because GamesMaster, I only recently learned of. So if you want to give us a quick TLDR of what that is in the UK.
So GamesMaster is the greatest thing ever. So back in the 90s, there were a few video game related TV shows. Bad Influence and GamesMaster were the two biggest ones in the UK. This is the GamesMaster on screen right now. Essentially,
can't you tell?
The premise of GamesMaster as a whole was there was an abandoned oil rig that these people had basically taken over and played video games on. That's kind of the premise of it. It wasn't actually, it's a TV studio, but essentially each week they have like competitions where they have like a big audience around this oil rig and stuff, like a live audience watching guests play video games. They talk about video games. They show like cheat codes. The GamesMaster himself was a guy called Patrick Moore, who was an famous astrologer in the UK. So he actually studied stars and planets and things. But weirdly, he was brought in to be this CGI'd face of this old GamesMaster.
To cables and pipes and whatever,
exactly.
Mother Brain and the horrible Captain N show or something.
And
basically,
he was like this brainiac who knew all about video games. And I think in real life he knew nothing about video games. He had a script in front of him, basically going, "Yes, obviously you do this in this game." And like he used to talk down on the audience and everybody. It's actually quite a lot of fun. And yeah, we have in the video here we have Cathy Dennis gets introduced by Dominic Diamond, who was the original host of the show. And
that can't be his real name. Sorry, go ahead.
Bomber. There we go. But yeah, so she is in the show. Actually, do we Ryan to just listen to what she has to say on her intro thing? Because I thought it was quite fun. The awkwardness of this, I think, is just brilliant.
It's present.
Yeah, let's.
Welcome to the show, Cathy. Thanks very much for joining us. Now, listen, surely you're far too busy to be wasting your time playing with Game Boys, are you?
No, I was a big fan of Tetris for a long time.
And what about, this game's a wee bit different. You're actually saving the environment here. Is that something that's important to you?
Sorry.
Yes, it is, but this is an unusual way of going about it as far as I'm concerned.
It certainly is, Cathy. Okay, if you at home want to see if Cathy Dennis can save the world on Global Gladiators, join us after the break.
And the beauty of the GamesMaster was really in your face as well, like dramatic, and I loved it. But yeah, so she's playing Global Gladiators, Mick and Mac as Global Gladiators, which is the McDonald's tie-in game, if you remember that.
Sure do.
Skills on Global Gladiators.
And
Dave Perry from SEGA Pros with me to give
actually, this
Cathy
bit's
some
quite funny.
tips about playing. Welcome,
Sorry.
Dave.
Hi, Dominic.
All right, give us the rundown.
Well, basically, Global Gladiators is a really beautiful game. But the thing to look out for is the invisible platforms. You only notice them when you pass through them, and at the top of them is usually a really nice health bonus.
Tips from the
Which you're gonna need
pros.
if you want to complete
Which you're going
this.
to need if you're going to get through this level.
That's right, it's quite tough.
All right, great.
Cathy's got
Hop
two.
back on
go.
your motorcycle.
Yeah.
Get out of here, bro.
I just love, they've got this random pro there, basically. Yeah, he's
Dude,
just
it's
wearing
like
a
decked out in
bandana and a
leather
leather jacket.
Yeah, a bandana. And what are you? What? I guess they have to keep up the whatever universe this is in. He cruised in on his motorcycle next to the oil rig and pulled in and said, "Hey, I got some tips for you. Suck it, Game Master." See ya.
Yeah, it's and then she's playing the game. She's got 2 minutes to go through this level, basically, and very intensive. But she's kind of playing in front of this. The show wasn't broadcast live, but there was a live audience there watching her. I guess that's quite intense. And does she make it? Let's skip forward. No, she does not. She falls into a pit and dies.
Bad.
Basically,
kind of not great at the game. So I don't know, but they should have let her like practice once beforehand or something. But what a like. Yeah, she's playing in front of this green glowing pit of nothing. Also, behind the monitors and whatever. That it looks like what everybody thought every hacker's setup was in the 90s. She's got like, there's probably 9 monitors in front of her that are not even on, but the one has a TV that she's playing this game through. Yeah. And then behind her is a bunch of dials and knobs of nothing.
Yeah. Oh, it's
did you ever watch Guts, the Nickelodeon show Guts? I'm sorry, not Guts. Nick Arcade. Oh my gosh. In Nick Arcade, the final like green screen level, there were stairs going into the bottom of something. I don't know. It's reminiscent of that. It doesn't matter. Go ahead. Okay. This is a show.
Yeah, this is a little round off chat that they have after she failed.
Yes,
embarrassing. You just lost in front of millions of people.
She just lost in front of the entire hideout in the first Ninja Turtles movie.
Cathy, the world has been destroyed, taken over by slime, and it's all your fault. How do you feel?
Very, very bad.
So listen, what went wrong? It was a good start, and then what were some of the problems?
Tell us why you sucked at this game, please.
On a higher level, I was like at the bottom all the time. And I think I should have been a bit more cautious because I was a bit risky.
A wee bit risky for this time on a Thursday, you are, Cathy.
That's me. That is me.
Listen, don't ever go changing, Cathy, all right? Listen, thanks very, very much. Have you enjoyed yourself on our own little rig?
Oh, yeah.
That's brilliant. Well, listen, you've completely satiated me with your presence. Another round of applause for our special guest, Cathy Dennis.
It's awkward because of how breathy she speaks. Like, I know she's not trying to, but she sounds almost flirtatious, and he's just being the not awkward. He's just being the overly emotive game show host. So it's like, is he reciprocating the flirting? Is he just kind of there? Because he said something about their vessel. I forget already, but she's very nice and polite and fine with losing to that game. But yeah, that was awkward as heck.
Oh yeah, it's I love it though. The GamesMaster is such a great show, and maybe that's where I kind of knew her from, because I used to watch GamesMaster all the time. So maybe it wasn't her music, because maybe it was this that had her in my brain that I knew who she was.
Maybe.
So she was on GamesMaster playing a Mega Drive game, Mick and Mac Global Gladiators.
A McDonald's game of all things.
The McDonald's game, And then, so actually, I don't know when this episode aired, actually. I should have, Graham, what are you doing? You should have found that out. What a
rookie mistake.
I think
or Schoolboy Era, sure.
On a page somewhere. Oh, that aired 1993, 21st of January 1993, that episode aired. And so that actually kind of semi-ties in with the SEGA Power stuff, because I was actually going to mention this later. But so this is why we're here, though. This is the whole reason why we're here. So we are here to talk about the SEGA Power Cathy Dennis special, which I will bring my screen share up. Sorry, there we go. So
this is what I found. This is what, but the thing was, all I saw on the I forget where we were looking, but all it said was SEGA Power Cathy Dennis. I'm like, what is that? Thinking is this a Daisy Fuentes Pilates thing scenario, or what's going on here? Not at all, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody. Tell us, Graham.
Oh, why is that not zooming correctly? Sorry, this is weird.
We're in a weird box view. Whoa, there you go.
Essentially, Cathy Dennis had a few tie-ins with SEGA Power magazine, which is a big, one of the biggest UK SEGA magazines at the time. I don't believe it was in America as well, was it? I know it's UK based, but no. Okay,
America had literally one SEGA magazine, and it was SEGA Visions.
Oh, okay, yeah. We did not have that. We had SEGA Power. We had a few. Actually, I think SEGA Power was the only SEGA-related one at this particular time, but I can't remember.
Well, we did it. Sorry, we had the official Dreamcast magazine as well, but like there was not.
Oh, yeah.
Like magazines supported SEGA, but there were very few actual SEGA-centric magazines.
Oh, Yeah, we also had Mean Machines Sega as well,
Right,
which then turns into Mean Machines later on. But yeah, so Sega Power, Mean Machines Sega. Then we also had later on we had like official Sega Saturn magazine, official Dreamcast magazine. Then we had GamesMaster magazine as well, based off the TV show and other but that was multi-platform. So what we're looking at here is the Sega Power Cathy Dennis thing is actually a demo cassette tape, which features songs from her latest album, in particular Falling, Irresistible, and Why, which are some of her top hits. But it's also got Cathy Dennis reading out tips for a few Mega Drive games and some Master System games. Sonic 2, Tasmania, Aquatic Games, Olympic Gold, and Spider-Man. And it's just...
all the hits.
What? All the, like, what is going on, basically?
And I was so confused. We were both so confused. Like, what does that mean? Tips. Why is this lady on the... Wait, this is a tape? Wait, so this is a recording. But of what? So it is her reading tips to people on so you get the cassette with the magazine. Do you have that handy by chance?
The actual cassette? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes. So I also have an apology to Scotty's because I actually was meant to send this to him. I still haven't actually got around to doing it yet.
We found it on eBay, people.
Yeah.
We found it on eBay, and I tried to bid for it, and then it sold, and I couldn't get it, and I was pissed. And I told Graham, because who else would I vent to this about, that I couldn't get the Cathy Dennis Sega Power cassette tape. And then he messaged me. He's like, oh, no. Or he replied, he's like, oh, no, what a jerk, or something like that. And then I was like starting to ask questions to the seller. And Graham's like, just kidding. I was the one that bought it. Ha, 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 ha. I'm like, you jerk. I hate you.
The reason why I did buy it, though, was because you said they wouldn't ship to America. Something
that was it. Yeah. They wouldn't even ship to America, right?
I did. Just to be clear, I wasn't a complete arsehole and didn't just steal it from Scotty. I actually, there was a reason why I thought actually I should probably buy this before, because this is pretty hot stuff. Someone's gonna.
I could not believe we found it at all on eBay at that time. Like who was talking or looking at this, talking about this, and then we found it and you bought it.
Yeah.
So Graham was holding up the tape, everybody.
So yeah, I think actually when I bought it, you were like, someone's already bought it, like as in like who else knows about this, basically, like yeah,
right, yeah, that's what it was. I was like, this is my life. I find something that no one's heard of, and I find it, and then I can't have it. Yeah, tell us what's on that tape there. The impressive detail.
So the actual cassette is a black cassette, which is, I think, uncommon for this time. And it just says Sega Power at the top and then Cathy Dennis at the bottom. And that's it on both sides. And the actual sleeve, it's like, that's the other thing. So I don't know about in America, but in the UK, cassette tapes normally came in like plastic, hard things. This is a paper cardboard sleeve, which I can't get back in.
Yeah, I don't have one near me. Otherwise, show the world. We have cassette tapes in this house, but yeah.
But yeah, this is just a cardboard sleeve basically, and it just slides in and out, and it's kind of purpley. So, but on the front of this it says, I've got it.
Well, it's one of her album covers essentially.
Basically an album cover, yeah, and it just tells you what's on it. But the thing is though, this cassette. When we went more into this cassette was not the first time Cathy Dennis had been mentioned on Sega Power, which kind of blew my mind. So this seems like there was a bit of a build-up, I believe, of this whole thing. So where is that page? So yeah. Basically, back in 1992, October 1992. So this is a few months before she appeared on GamesMaster. This is months before she released this cassette. She was in, which issue was it? Sega Power issue 35, October 1992, page 7. She is in this tiny little segment on page 7 in the corner. Let's try and zoom in, actually. Let's see if we can.
She's back.
She's back, yeah. In the famous SEGA Addicts Park 5, which also relates to Scotty because he used to run SEGA Addicts. There we go. Is that where you got it from? Is that where?
No, I have no idea where the creator got it from. I inherited parts of the site. I didn't create it.
Maybe you got it from Sega Power, or
Maybe
just randomly came up with it. But yes, it's anyway. But yeah, it's famous SEGA Addicts Part 5. Yeah, she's back, Cathy Dennis, and basically, yeah, talks about, it's just literally like 2 paragraphs talking about she's a closet Sega fan. Yeah, nothing she likes more than to settle down at home with her own Sega system. Will be running her full story very soon. and
wow.
And then
What
in
the heck?
issue 38, which I also have to hand here,
just in time for my birthday in January of '93.
So yeah, and then in SEGA Power issue 38, which is released in January 1993, she appears briefly on the front cover.
More stars.
If you see at the bottom, more stars. Cathy Dennis gets on the Sega Games Trail. That's what it says on the front cover.
Whatever that means.
On page 24, she has a double page spread. Cathy's Game.
Why is she sitting next to a pile of tires?
That is a game. What is? I mean, it's a Mega Drive, loosely on the tires with a TV screen as well, and she's just in
I found our thumbnail.
Director's chair. It's basically got a couple of pictures of her in a slightly see-through blouse by the looks of it.
Whoa, risque SEGA Power.
What's going on there?
And and look at all the swirls long before Dreamcast was even a thought.
Oh, yeah. Maybe this is where. This is the genesis of the Dreamcast era, like the Sega Swirl.
I see what you did there.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, then surrounded by like a clip from Tasmania, Sonic 2, or more. It's just Sonic and Tasmania games. Yeah. So there's basically just diving into her and her career, and well, not her career, just her liking video games, really. And a bit about her favorite musicians as well. So yeah, it's just she sold over 3.5 million records worldwide. There we go. But then that's not it. So that was not it. So in SEGA Power issue 40, in SEGA Power issue 40, which was released in March 1993, she is again mentioned on the front cover. So if you see where my cursor is here, it doesn't let me zoom in properly. That's annoying. She basically, there's a little bit that says, "What? No brilliant Cathy Dennis tips tape? Check with your newsagents now."
Walk up to the desk.
That is the area where the tips tape would have been stuck. Using a sellotape or some dodgy glue stuff to the front of it. And then there is more of a spread in the magazine, which is on page 20. Page 20, yeah. And so it's another double page spread.
We got to talk about this one.
Yeah. So Scotty, I read about this and read it, but I read it weeks ago, and you've read it more recently. You got a bit, you want to?
I read it today.
You read it today. Okay, here we go. What is this, Scotty?
So this is what does it say on the left side? Something's got it taped.
She's got it taped. There you go.
Is that a phrase? That I don't know. Is that like a British thing?
It's no, I've never no idea.
I don't know. All right, so it says she's got it taped, and Cathy's like got her hands on her head, like what's happening? But it says, one thing I don't miss about the '90s is all the like sideways fonts that they did on everything. But it says irresistible. Cathy Dennis and SEGA Power joined forces to provide you with the tape of tips, the likes of which you've never ever heard before. And this article just describes, like, I assume the people that wrote it, they're the shenanigans that led to them maybe being like the chaos that ensued before actually getting to the studio. And then they talk about being in the studio, and the actual discussion about her recording the tips is 2 sentences in here or something. It's not even, but there's photos of like, touching the knobs, a big soundboard, 2 dudes with hair parted down the middle because it's the '90s, and Cathy's like, and all this stuff. I have to comment on, they have on the right side, it's a 2-page spread. On the right page, there are 2 pictures, or there's 2 shots of the same picture of her having fallen asleep with big headphones around her neck, and she's fallen asleep on a magazine. which is maybe her earlier article or something they brought in. But they have
it's on an article, Rollo to the Rescue, which is a game I own about an
the
elephant.
elephant.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yep.
But what's insane to me is she's laying down, and they have that picture also vertical, but they cropped it for the first page. So I was looking at this page for page. I didn't have it opened up with 2 pages, and it's so bizarre. And I know they don't mean for it to be, but it looks like the magazine is eating her, and that the headphones are like an arm that's grabbing her to pull her into being eaten by this magazine, because it's
yes.
sitting upright with just her floating head. So I don't know if that's what I thought about when I read this thing, but
that is
so weird.
It's a weird.
But yeah, it's like a photo shoot, and they've got like, the black borders with the white spaces to make it look like a film strip and stuff, like a millimeter film. And I guess the numbers, it says like 1.40, 3.50. I guess that's a timeline. I couldn't really understand that fully.
I'm not entirely sure. Sorry, on the actual article. So I thought you meant around the film strip. Yeah. No, that's the time of day.
Okay.
So I know. So basically, a little bit of inside. Well, I guess it's inside, but British knowledge here. I guess that's probably the best way to put it. So one of the biggest magazine publishing companies, especially for video game magazines in the UK, is Future Publishing, or at least it was. I think they're still going. But yeah, a lot of video game magazines were published by Future Publishing, which are based in Bath, which is on the west coast near the west coast of the UK. But they recorded this thing in London, which is on basically on the east coast. And we're not as big as America. We can drive in a few hours, but they basically had to get up at 3:50 a.m. or something.
That's what I thought.
Get to London. Yeah.
You guys use the 24-hour and everything. So, okay.
And and basically they by 5:45 a.m. it was done. Is that in the a.m.? Wait, that seems weird. Why would they have the studio open at that early in the morning?
Just to have the time slot, and they went with it, probably.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we should have prefaced this. This whole cassette tape is like 20 minutes long, I think, tops, or something, like 22 minutes or something. So her reading, the cassette tape starts with her song Irresistible, which that one I think I might have actually heard before. That was the one that when I was listening to it, that'll get stuck in your head. But the tape starts with her single of that, and then another song, and then she talks about the tips, and then it ends with the debut of her new single, I believe. So really, the song, the music was already recorded. So she was literally in the studio to talk into a microphone for 15 minutes. I'm sure there were different takes and things like that. I'm not saying like I know all about the music biz, but when I was in a band, I was in the studio for a couple of times, and I guarantee you, taking these pictures took longer than the actual recording.
Yeah, probably. Especially this awesome shot of one of them cheekily trying to do something on the mixing board, and they had Cathy Dennis reaching across.
Right.
Going,
yeah.
No, you don't.
Don't do that. You tease.
Yeah.
The red font that's incredibly hard to read over the pictures. I think that's lyrics.
I think that's her lyrics. Yeah, lyrics of a song. I need to make a correction. I don't think this is AM. These timestamps, I believe they're actually PM. So afternoon.
Okay. That's a little more reasonable.
Yeah, there's no way this recording studio would be open at 5:45 in the morning, I don't think. So yeah, I think it's because they started 1:40 a.m. We left Bath in a bit of a rush, thanks to the last minute disasters. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that would have been in the afternoon, because otherwise this would be weird. Because why would she be up at that early to like record a tape for a magazine thing?
Dude, I like, just the entertainment business is insane. You have to be a special kind of person to be able to do all of that. So I wouldn't be surprised if she had to be there at 6 a.m, and this was like 2 days before Christmas or something, and she just got back from her American tour, or the American leg of her world tour or something like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, the only time you have Cathy Davis, you get 1 hour starting at 5:45 Tuesday morning. That's it. So you better get those shots and have her record something.
I guess it could be,
because if she's like doing press and doing other, she's got to get to a signing at a record store or something like that, So it could be any amalgamation of things. Like there's really, if you're at the helm of the publisher or if you're at the, what's the word I'm looking for? If you're at the whim of the publisher or whoever, your agent or something, you're just going where they're telling you to. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was AM or PM, honestly.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not clear, is it, on this?
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it doesn't really matter that much.
It doesn't matter that much.
The point is, though, it's like most of this article is talking about getting to the studio and then talking about the photo shoot. But it does have a little snippet here down below. It says her game gear, her life, her music, and Sonic 2. And I can just read this real quick. There's not that much to it if you want. Everywhere Cathy goes, her game gear goes too, announced one of her public relations people. Apparently, she was even playing it on the plane during her recent trip to America. Okay, so the girl is well into Sega, but what exactly does she play, and is she any good? I've had my game gear for a while now, Cathy says proudly, and I've quite got good at a few games for it. Sonic and Sonic 2, Tasmania, Batman Returns, and a few others. Yes. I'm concentrating on the Sonic games at the moment. And and good job too, because as we all know, Sonic on the Game Gear isn't the easiest game in the world. Things are going pretty nutty well for Miss Davis at I keep calling there Davis. Keep going pretty well for Miss Dennis at present. She's off soon for a world tour, taking in more countries than we knew existed. She's also doing some work for the soundtrack album on Beverly Hills 90210, which means, of course, she'll get a cameo role in the series. Her new album is currently selling by the truckload all over the world, and her newest single was remixed by the very trendy, not to mention big, Spacehead PM Dawn. Do you know who that is? Because I have no idea.
Absolutely no idea. No.
Nice. So with the tape completed, us back in Bath feeling pretty exhausted, and Cathy preparing for a humongous world tour, you wonder where the girl gets the time and energy to play her Game Gear. Play it she does, though, and pretty damn well, too. They swore.
I love this.
They also mentioned getting drunk a bunch.
I kept stealing booze or something from a trolley.
Yeah. Like, we're going to drink on the subway ride over or something. It's like, who is this magazine for? What are you talking about?
Oh, man. Yeah, this is the stuff they talk about, the detail they go into. Like, there's a bit they talk about having some orange juice in one hand and some mince pies in the other or something. Like,
yeah. So that at one point implied to me, like, are they walking in with breakfast because it's orange juice? So is it in the morning? But it's also like, and this is nothing against the writers. This is nothing against this magazine, and definitely nothing against Cathy Davis. But this article is Dennis. A puff piece. Oh my God, I did it again. I'm going to say Cathy. This is nothing against Cathy. This is nothing against Katy Perry. What's her name? This is nothing against Cathy. But like, this is a puff piece. There's no substance to this article. They're literally spending more time talking about the ride to the studio than the actual time in the studio, which I was confused. I was like, is Cathy rushing to the studio right now? And I don't know, but I still love it. I still love everything this is and how 90s it is. So
yeah, it's kind of a nice little insight, I guess, into how this tape got made. I assume most of this is kind of made up, though. To be honest, like, yeah. But man,
you're telling me that's not how your mornings always started in 1993, Graham?
Yeah, mince pies and orange juice.
That's right.
Stealing booze from a shopping tray or something. Oh man.
But still, it begs the question: why does this exist? What is the goal with this? Because to me, I'm trying to think to myself, it would be like trying to sell an issue of GamePro with Britney Spears' CD on the cover. Who's that for? Are you trying to, it was, maybe they're going for the crazy thing of like, whoa, a girl is playing video games? Whoa. What?
I mean, she's a girl after my heart with the Game Gear playing Sonic 2, and Batman Returns. Those are some of my favorite Game Gear games. So I'm sold, I'll listen to her.
You're also married. Calm down.
I'm talking about like 8-9-year-old me. I just
Right.
Girl playing Game Gear. These are my games. I've listened to her music. Come on. Yeah.
But do you see what I mean though? Like, what are they trying to accomplish with her tape on the cover of that magazine? Like,
yeah, I don't. Unless they were trying to appeal to, I'm going to. This is probably a wrong assumption to make, but I'm going to assume that her most of her audience was probably female, like female, young female, young female girls, that young girls at the time.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if they're trying to appeal to try and get video girls into video games, if that makes sense. So yeah, they're sort of saying, hey, this is a successful woman. She's got a career. She's really popular. She plays video games and she plays music that cater to you, a young girl. Maybe you should buy our magazine because we talk about video games and drinking alcohol and mince pies. Yeah, so there's a bit of a disconnect there, but maybe that's what they were trying to do. But
I don't know, because also you have to think about it. Like, who is using this? Who is using this to get through these games? Like, is someone sitting there with a boombox listening? Oh, you know what? Let's start playing it.
Let's
get the audio for the thing we're talking about here. So we were able to find it online, and we'll definitely link this in the show notes. Oh, can you turn it down a little bit?
Yeah, let's turn that down a touch.
Thank you. So it does play. It starts with their song "Irresistible," which is catchy, I will admit. I dug that one, and then I'm going to talk over stuff so we don't somehow get flagged because we're playing music by a record company. And
she's now
here we
talking,
go.
But yeah.
Okay, go ahead and pump it up a little bit with the pro tips.
Guide to that very wonderful sports simulation, the Aquatic Games on the Mega Drive, where James Pond and his band of slightly deranged friends takes part in 8
She's
events
ticking off the
such
checklist for Graham so far between Batman on the Game Gear and talking about James Bond.
Oh yeah.
Also, one of my favorites.
I love that too.
Tasmania on the 16-bit, which is coincidentally.
There's a couple of times where she doesn't stumble, she doesn't stutter or anything, but she laughs at what she's saying. So it's clearly like maybe the third time she's probably read this. And she's just like, this is so ridiculous what I'm doing
I love
right
it.
now.
Yeah. And also she doesn't say the Mega Drive. She says on the 16-bit. Like at one point, she says about Tasmania on the 16-bit. I was like, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but but to my point, as we're gonna keep listening to this, like, is this like, were they picturing that kids would be, maybe not even kids, adults, whatever, teenagers, they have their boombox next to them and they're gonna hit play and listen to this tip and then unpause their game and then play that part in the game and then pause it and then hit play and they're like, oh crap, what did she say? Rewind the tape. I have to hear these tips again. You know, like it's as if she's reading a strategy. It's an audio book of a strategy guide.
Yeah, I'm I don't know. I guess they could sit there with their Walkmans on.
Right.
Yeah, before you had AirPods and iPhones, you had Walkmans, baby. But
right.
Yeah, I don't know. You're right though. Like, are they expecting people to sit there and listen while they're playing the game, or is it they expecting them to, on the, I don't know, the drive to school or the walk to school or whatever it is, like listening to this? I need to make notes, or
it's just a wild idea to me. So, but yeah, if you want to hit play and just kind of have it playing a little bit.
Selling very well is here, dissected for your pleasure. Next, we have a game for all formats.
Oh, this is she's just introducing them, isn't it?
Designed for all those
right. Oh, yeah. She's going through like what games we're going to hear about, basically.
Can't be bothered to go out and do anything too energetic.
So
the next game is,
and she also insults people that don't want to play sports. Can't be bothered to go outside and do anything too energetic.
And you've got them. Hours of intense playing has come up with the tips that really count. Fret no more, for the solution is at hand. Also dotted around the tape is a choice selection from my new album called Into the Skylines.
Wow.
I didn't realise...
Sorry, just going to pause a second. The other thing I really like is how her music is playing in the background, but it's actually louder than her voice. It's actually quite hard to hear what she's saying. But, I mean, catchy tune. I'm digging it. So yeah.
You and I have a very big passion in common. We both love Sega. Actually, I met Sonic very recently, where we shared our darkest secrets about slaying Robotnik over a bag of salt and vinegar crisps.
There you go. Yeah,
That's enough about me for now. Let's get.
I don't know if salt and vinegar crisps popular in the America.
I mean, yeah,
had
salt and
some-
vinegar chips. We have some in this house right now, I think.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, cool. Because I mean, in the UK, that's like one of the biggest flavors that's always been popular. But I think in some other countries, especially in Europe, they're not so popular. So that might just be like a really weird thing to hear if you're not British. But it's such a British thing to say. Yeah.
Yeah, she was just basically talking about her hangout time, the hangs she was having with Sonic over some crisps, talking about killing a man, slaying Robotnik. Yeah, remember that time you murdered him? Oh, that was great. Chomp, chomp, chomp. These are good. These are good crisps. Yum, yum. Pass me a mince pie, idiot.
On with the tips. Starting with the...
So 90s. I love it.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is like, I've never seen any... I've never heard of anything like this. It is such an insane collaboration to me because, and I really like, I don't know how well you can hear me over this, but I think it is still good for us to like have it in the background kind of, but because it's just, this has to be like, maybe she really likes games and she just kept saying like, I want to do something with video games, you know, like I want to get involved with video games somehow. Because it sounds like she's not, this isn't like rolling into, I don't know, I can't even think of a single celebrity. This isn't like rolling up to Keanu Reeves and being like, hey, here's a Game Boy Advance. Tell us why you love Choo Choo Rocket on it or something like that. And he's like sitting there like, well, I can tell by the depth of these characters and stuff like that. That was not a Keanu Reeves impression. Don't even come at me. Sorry, Nick. But like, she's definitely a gamer. She's definitely been playing these games, and it's not just happenstance that she rolls in, she happens to be in the office and they want to do an article with her. Like, she wants to talk about games and stuff and be on Game Masters probably. So I think it's one of those things. And I think in a different era, like if this happened now, you know, she would be doing a voice for a character in a game. She would be a downloadable skin in Fortnite. She would be like, she would have like Rocket League cycles through different playlists and artists. She would have a couple, like 5 of her songs. You could buy them through Rocket League and have them play as your anthem when you're playing and stuff like that, you know? So it's just like, maybe that's the thing. They didn't know how to involve her in games directly, so they got her into a magazine.
Yeah, that's, you know, that could be right. Because the only other thing I could think of was that it's just a massive PR stunt. They managed to just rope her in. But you're right, I feel like there must be always some truth to her liking video games. I don't know if they played up to it like in like the magazines, like how much she loves it, but
right.
Yeah, otherwise it's just a weird collaboration, I think. Yeah, it's
it's almost, I
think what you say rings true always.
Yeah, it's like, it's kind of how it reminds me of how I did not care for the first Sonic movie at all, but the interviews and getting introduced more to Ben Schwartz in his insane improv style that he has, like now I'm not going to say I like the Sonic movies because of Ben Schwartz, but I like Ben Schwartz and I'm into Ben Schwartz more because of all of his interviews and stuff. But he was definitely a gamer. He would talk about how he loved like Chrono Trigger and different things during interviews and things like that. And he would out off stuff that is, if you know, facts about video games. Like, but he landed the role as Sonic. So I feel like in a current world, if Cathy Dennis was into this stuff, that she would have been in maybe a movie, maybe an adaptation.
Yes, I think I actually do think you're right. And also, could be in a game in that, because, sorry, just what you just said about Ben Schwartz reminds me of Nathan Fillion. In like Firefly, because he is a gamer. He loves Halo, and he was in here, and part of the Firefly crew were in Halo ODST.
I knew he was in it. He's in 5 as well. What rest of the crew were they though?
So I think was it Wash? The guy who plays Wash, Alan Tudyk is his real name.
Okay, yeah, and he basically does
Adam Baldwin, I think, was also in Halo ODST. Maybe I have to double check that. I'm sure at least 2 or 3 of them from Firefly were in ODST as different actors. But the thing, I actually listened to their podcast once, We Were Spacemen, and there was a whole. I just assumed, they just managed to get lucky and get in the game. But Harry knows he's a genuine Halo fan, and when they first started working together, he said to Alan Tudyk, "Oh, do you play games?" And Alan Tudyk was like, "No, I don't play games." Like, right, you've got a bit of money now. On your way home tonight, you're going to go past this shop, go and buy an Xbox, buy Halo. and then tell me about it tomorrow. And apparently, next day, Antudic came in, and he's
not
like,
knowing
it's like,
that he's in it.
No. This is like when the either Halo 1 or Halo 2 was out or something. This was like
Yeah. Oh,
years
okay.
before
Before Fillion was in it. Okay, I gotcha.
Alan Tudyk basically wasn't a gamer at all, and then basically he came in like the next day, and apparently Nathan Fillion was like, "So, what did you think?" And Alan's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Halo. On your way home, go and buy an Xbox, get Halo, and tell me about it." And apparently that's how Alan Tudyk got into video games, and they used to play together. They used to actually play the multiplayer split screen. I think it was Halo 1 because they weren't playing online. They were doing the LAN parties, and they really got into. He got into gaming through that. He said at the start it was rubbish. I used to always die, and then eventually he actually got good. And but then he's in Halo with Nathan Fillion. They're both in Halo ODST.
Okay.
So yeah,
Nice.
Long tangent.
Yep. That's a Graham story.
That's a Graham story. Based on Nathan Fillion. But yes, you're right. Essentially, I reckon she could be in a video game. She could be in, like, if that's what it would be these days. Sorry. I'm agreeing with you. That's what I'm doing.
What we're saying, fans of Sega Spirit, if you have connections, maybe try to reach out to Cathy Dennis, tell them Sega Spirit sent you and that she probably wants to be in a video game. Help her out, We've got all these indie devs we talk about all the time, but let's get Cathy Dennis in a video game is what we're saying here.
Oh yeah,
that's what we're recording this episode for today.
Yeah, so I mean, do you want us to tell you more of this tape at all, or?
I think we've heard the tape, and it's awesome that it exists, and yeah. I am very grateful that Graham bought it, basically for me. He
will be going out to you.
Did you say you're going to mail it to me? I don't even remember. Yeah. No, I appreciate that.
I'm definitely going to ship it to you because, we need you to have this.
I collect cassettes. I still have those. I have vinyl. People can see the VHS behind me, cold wet now.
Yeah.
I'm a maniac for outdated dead technology. So this is. Yeah, I think I did go down the rabbit hole a little bit. I was like, I need to check like Discogs, which is kind of like the price charting for music, for music media, for records and CDs and tapes and stuff. And I was like, okay, no, yeah, this is a cassette tape. This does exist. And how the heck would I have ever gotten it? But that's the thing too, is like, I wasn't as surprised that I did not know this existed because it was for a specifically UK magazine. So no crap, I wouldn't have seen this anywhere. Yeah. But it still boggled my mind that I had not somehow heard of this specific item or event or thing that occurred, that there was a cassette tape bundled with a Sega magazine.
Yeah, I mean, I was a Sega fan back in the day, and I don't even remember this being on Sega Power. But I wasn't a subscriber to Sega Power. It was one of those things. I was quite young at the time, so it was more my parents might get me a magazine.
Yeah,
if I really asked for it or something, but yeah, I didn't have a subscription or anything. But yeah. Was it. Sorry, sorry. Oh no, actually no. You carry on. What were you going to say? Sorry.
I was just going to ask you to pause the music because I'm. Yep, there we go. Thank you. I just can't focus as well. Sorry.
Yeah, fair enough. I was going to say, so yeah, I think there was a build up of this though, of Cathy Dennis's tie-ins and stuff, because the way they introduced her, like they had like a on the first issue they introduced her on a tiny little mention, this Cathy Dennis, she's famous but she likes video games. Then it was more of a proper interview, and then it was the whole cassette thing. So it's like they were building up to this whole thing. So I feel like Sega Power and her were working on this for a while, essentially. Yeah.
That's what's even stranger about it, though, kind of. But go ahead.
Yeah, and then the time with GamesMaster as well. That was like, maybe that was, I don't know if that was all part of it as well somehow, because GamesMaster magazine was also published by. Wait, maybe I should just pause and just double check this, because otherwise I'm going to make an ass of myself if I got this wrong. GamesMaster magazine. Yes, perfect. Right, GamesMaster magazine was also published by Future. So Future published Sega Power and GamesMaster magazine, and I believe GamesMaster magazine was running around this time. So yeah, I think Yes, it was in 1993. The first issue of GamesMaster magazine came out, which is around the time of her being on the TV show and, all this stuff happening with SEGA Power. So I'm wondering if there was a connection there, getting her on the show with the magazines. Yeah.
Well, and then this album, Into the Skyline, which was the one that had these songs on it, that released in the UK January 11th, 93. So which is strange that the UK got it after America. I mean, this is Wikipedia. Wikipedia says September of 92 was when when North America got her her new album, Into the Skyline. So this was leading up to the release of that, which I don't even remember if they mentioned that in the freaking article. I'm gonna look here too. So that's the only thing I can figure was leading up to more than anything was just the release of her album.
Maybe.
But it doesn't even actually say that. It doesn't even like end the article with go buy her next album or anything like that, So
yeah,
because the final post here says 5:45 a.m. or p.m. We're still not sure. With the tape finished and all the photos taken, it was time to relax. After sighs of relief, we chatted about the tape, finished off the mince pies and orange juice, and then said our goodbyes. We started the long journey back to Bath and left Cathy to do the rest of her shopping, as it was 2 days before Christmas. The poor souls who had to edit the tape were probably up till the wee hours getting it into shape. Fine job, chaps. And that's how it ends.
Yeah.
Not go buy her new album. If you didn't already, check her out on tour.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe people didn't know how to cross promote as well back then, but so.
But it's also interesting that this is also around the time that Global Gladiators came out, which is when she was playing on GamesMaster,
She was.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
There we go.
Nailed it.
Man. So. I just been fascinated to be a fly on the wall back then, or just to understand how this came about. But
more than anything,
as we say, the purpose of it, like why did this happen? Was it because she was a big fan? Was it because they were trying to get, I don't know, a different audience either into SEGA Power or a different audience into Cathy Dennis? Maybe a bit of both.
Can you like open it up to the article again so we don't have all that white space over there?
Sorry,
that's okay. I'm just thinking about the layouts.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
There we go.
Yeah, there's Cathy's tips. Her expression on the left is mine when I learned about this. Like on the first page when she's just like, what is? Are you kidding me? What is going on? Like that was me where I was just like, what is this? What is this you're telling me exists? Yeah. There we go. Cathy, let us know. Cathy, if you'd like to leave a comment on this video or on our Blue Sky or email us. I don't know. I forget what our email is, but send us an email. Yeah, this is just a crazy, very super duper 90s thing. Would you say, Graham?
Sorry, I just said SEGA Spirit Show at gmail.com, I think is what
SEGA Spirit Show at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Send us your questions, Cathy. Let us know what you thought about our tier list. What do you say we wrap this up?
Yes, yeah, they're using it's a very 90s SEGA thing, and it is. It's just really weird. It's bizarre. I love it though. This is the it might sound like we've actually been kind of making fun of this whole thing. I actually genuinely like this stuff. It's so weird and so bizarre. It's like, what is going on? But I like it. I don't fully understand the point of it, as we kind of discussed, but I really like it. Scotty, you've actually said you quite enjoyed some of the music that you heard on this.
I dug the song Irresistible, and I was trying to go back and listen. I was trying to just go through her library. I think I made the mistake of just going like album, and so I shouldn't have done it like that. But she's got some good music and good songs and stuff. And like we said, with what she's produced and done more recently, go check out. I don't need to plug Cathy Dennis, but go check out her music, I guess.
Someone's got to. SEGA Power wasn't plugging her. Go and check out Cathy Dennis.
Right? Come on, guys. 3 issues worth, and you couldn't have mentioned anything she's done, or you did, but yeah.
If you get a chance, we'll put a link in. Like the whole thing, like tape is on YouTube right now. It doesn't seem to have been flagged for stuff, so we'll just put it on there. We'll put the link on there. Sorry. to where we found that video and stuff. Yeah, have a listen. It's pretty interesting. Like, it's weird, it's interesting. You get to hear some of the songs, so yeah. And
it is a time capsule, and that's why I was so excited that
yes,
the tape could still be found, and to want to own this thing, because it is just so crazy that it exists like that. Like, I don't even care. Maybe I'll get the magazine issue someday. That'll probably be easier to find, maybe, than the tape itself. But I'm very excited to own that silly thing. So thank you, Graham, for grabbing that.
I don't have a cassette player, so I haven't actually tried this out. If it works, you may be getting blank tape. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, but well, you didn't pay as much as Discogs says it's worth, so I don't have a. I'm not too concerned.
That's good. Cool.
Yeah, Discogs over here says it's somebody's trying to sell it for 21. Oh, that's 21 pounds. So something. 21 pound, about $30 US almost. So keep an eye out for Cathy Dennis SEGA Power. That's what it goes by. But this is crazy, and I am glad it exists as well.
Yeah. But okay, with that, let's wrap it up. I mean, we like it. It's good. Check it out. It's weird. Let us know if you know of any other random 90s Sega marketing tie-ins, crossover, because we're loving this stuff. And yeah, did you have the Sega Power back in the day? Did you listen to this cassette? Were you walking to school, or I don't know what you were doing? How were you using that cassette? So how were you getting the tips?
How did you know what to do in James Pond and or Tasmania? I'm sorry, Olympic Games. What was it called? Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, or were you a Cathy Dennis fan who then got into Sega Power because of this, or were you a Sega Power fan who then got into Cathy Dennis because of this? That would also
Did you used to write for Sega Power? Please tell us why this happened.
Yeah, that would actually be really fascinating. If anyone from Sega Power works, and how were those mince pies? Was it good? I don't know, but yeah. Scotty, do you have any shout outs this week at all, or?
I mean, if you want to go to my YouTube, I uploaded some gameplay and some shenanigans from my Resident Evil Requiem stuff. Some of it is spoilers. One of them is marked accordingly for that, but they're all ridiculous, and I could easily capture it from the PS5, so it was fun to be able to do that again.
Nice.
But yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Yep.
And yeah, I don't really have any shout outs this week. I'll shout out to Cathy Dennis. There we go. And to Sega Power team. Thank you for doing awesome work. But yeah. And as you know, shout out to Cathy Dennis just because she made some really good pop songs over the years that, influenced people's lives. So yeah, nice one. But with that, I think we can wrap up the show. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please do that. And don't forget to comment as well. Like comment on YouTube or Spotify or Apple, iTunes, or whatever you do. And just helps the channel grow a little bit more. With that, we'll see you later.